If you're seeing this video, then that means that you likely built or bought my travel budget tracker. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up and use it. And if you're stumbling upon this randomly, I have a full tutorial showing exactly how to build this tracker from scratch, or there's a pre-built version on my shop at sheetsbyolin.com. If you purchased it, you'll get this PDF emailed to you. If you don't see it, check your spam. And if you still don't see it, email me at olin@sheetsbyolin.com. And to make a copy, you're simply going to click the link right here and click Make a Copy. You don't want to request access. I'm not going to give you access because I will change the template for everybody. Instead, just make a copy so that way you have one for yourself. I'm going to get rid of the copy of and get rid of Make a Copy. And this is going to be your template that you duplicate whenever you go on vacation. So instead of editing this version, I'm going to edit it once again, make a copy, and then let's go ahead and change the name to wherever you're going. So let's say you're going to New York City. We'll make a copy, and now we have that. And so you don't lose this. You can either star it or you can move it to a certain folder. It's entirely up to you. And the video I'm creating right now is going to be linked right here. But once you watch it, you can simply delete the instructions. And the first thing you want to do is go to Budget. And on the Budget tab, you want to put the trip details. So the start date, this is what day you're starting the trip. We'll say that's the 5th, and we're going to end on the 8th. And cell B5 under Budget, you'll put how much your budget is for the trip. So let's say $1,500. And then it will default to $0 budgeted, and you have $1,500 left to spend. And left of budget will automatically update based off of how much you have left after you start filling out the categories. So let's say for hotels, we have a hotel budget of $600. Food and drinks, we have $300. Shopping, $200. Transportation, $100. Cultural, $200. And let's say instead of flights, we're actually taking the Amtrak train, and we'll put $100 right there. So this is our budget for that timeline. So you can see now that we have $0 left to budget, it's this green color. If you go over budget, then it will turn red, just flagging that this is over budget, so you can rebalance that budget. Now, if you're from a different country with a different currency, you'll need to fill out this table right here. If you're going to the same country or using the same currency, then you can skip this section. But let's say instead of in the United States, you live in Canada. You'll need to put the currency code, so this is Canadian dollar. If you're not sure what the currency code is, you can simply Google Finance currency codes and click on the top one for developers, and this will show you a list of every single option that you have. So Canadian dollar, CAD, right there. Now I'm going to the United States, so I'll put US, and then the currency is USD. Once again, if you're not sure, you can scroll down to United States, and you can see USD right here. And that's all you need to do right there. This section below will automatically populate once you start filling out data on your travel budget tracker, so you don't need to do anything right there. All right, so as you can see, we have our budget pulled in automatically right here, and then each of our categories, and it shows how much we have spent and how much we have remaining. It highlights the current date, and then everything that's in the past will be grayed out, and I'm actually going to change the date to start today instead. That way it's nice and clean for us. So we have a 3-day trip starting today. And this does work on your phone as well. You'll just need to download the Google Drive app and the spreadsheet app, so that way you can access the spreadsheet. You will need cellular or Wi-Fi when you do this, so it's up to you if you do it in real time or if you wait till the end of the day to balance it. But all you have to do is add the date, the type of transaction, so debit's coming out of your account, credit's going into your account, which category it is, so let's say that we have flights, and then once again, this is train in this situation. Payment type, this will be customized to you, and you can click on Edit button right here to put whatever payment types you have specifically. But in this case, I'm going to use my Sapphire card since it does not have any foreign transaction fees. I'll put the amount. So the flights, it's going to be $100. And I'll just say train to NYC. Now for country, this is going to be what country the transaction was made in. So since I'm not in New York yet, the train to NYC is actually being paid with my local currency. So I'll click on Canada. Now if you want to add color, you can click on this pencil. Then you can add color right here. And if it shows some additional countries, that's just because it's defaulted from my original template. Now by default, anything on this list is going to be included in our spend calculator right here to calculate how much we spent compared to our max spend. And that's just the maximum spend that you can have per day. If you go under, then the max spend will increase the next day. If you go over, the max spend will decrease the next day. So since we're saying that we've only spent $100 today, that's why it's increasing to $700 going forward. But that will obviously change as we log more expenses. Now, since the train is kind of a one-off expense, not necessarily something on the ground, we don't want that to count towards our daily expense for our first day because that would be kind of lame. So instead, we're going to mark this as prepaid. And when we do that, it's going to be removed from the day of spend and the max spend is going to adjust based off of the new balance that we have to spend. So instead of going based off of $1,500, we're going based off of $1,400. And it doesn't have to align with the dates either. So let's say on the 2nd, we went ahead and we purchased a hotel. And let's say we put that on our Amex. Let's say the hotel costs $900. We'll just put hotel and Canada. And we're saying Canada because we paid with our Canadian dollars. But we also have a credit of $300 from our Amex hotel credit that we can use. So we'll put that towards the hotel. So $300, hotel, Canada. And now you can see it's balanced out, $600, and it's offset. Let's go ahead and mark those as prepaid. So now our real daily max spend is $266.67 per day. All right, so let's say we get to the train stop. We'll hit debit. We want to have transportation. So this will be transportation. We'll put that on the Sapphire card. Let's say we want to have a subway ride. So the subway is going to cost $4 Canadian. And we'll put MTA just as a reminder that that was a subway ride. And we'll select US. And that will show how much the subway ride cost in US dollars. That way you can kind of familiarize yourself with the destination amount. So that way you're not sticker shocked when it comes through on your bank account. Now let's say you go down to Soho and you want to do some shopping. So we can go to debit, shopping, Sapphire. So we'll say we spent $200 at a store. But you don't want this to be included in your travel budget. Instead, you want this to be a Christmas present, so it's an entirely different budget category. Instead of having it essentially max out your spend, you can mark this as exclude, and you'll see now it's not being included. You'll also see the max spend increase a little bit. It will still show on your day of spend how much you spent, but since it's not being included, it increases the max spend, so that way you still stay on track. And that's really all you have to do. So you'll just simply mark the task, put it as debit, put whatever it is. So we'll say food and drinks. So we'll say we spent $20 at Cafe Pana. It was in the US. And you'll log it until you hit your max spend. Once again, if you go over, so $200, then it's going to decrease the amount going forward. If you go under, then it's going to increase the amount going forward. So it dynamically updates based off of your prior day's spending. If you use my budget tracker as well, it's super easy to log those expenses. So for example, we have $1,500 in travel. If you go to the budget tab, you can simply select all of the different transactions that you have right here, copy it, go to expense travel, click on the next date, right click, paste specials, values only, and that will add all the transactions. Only thing you need to do is anything that's credit, put a negative in front of it, and you're good to go there. And it will automatically offset any of your travel expenses for that week. From there, you just need to update your credit card balances to reflect to be able to pay off in full the next month, and that's it. So that's how to use the travel budget tracker. Let me know if you have any questions and like and comment for more.